What up, y'all? What up? What up? We're gonna wait for a few people to come in. Welcome today. We're gonna talk about it. JHood versus G-Unit. Max B versus JHood. Let's talk about it. Let the notifications going on. I hope everybody week is going swell. You know what I'm saying? After shout out to everybody that tuned in last night to the for the Love 2 listening party. I had to take it down, man, because copyright infringement. You know what I'm saying? It ain't flagged my channel or nothing, but it just blocked my content in a few countries, and it shadow banned it and all that. So shout out to whoever seen the live stream last night from the uh, listening party. Thank you for tuning in, but I had to take it down. Hopefully, we supposed to have another one, and I'll go live from there. I wouldn't even care about the monetization or nothing. I'll take the flag or whatever. But I just want y'all to hear how the music was sounding, you know what I'm saying? And the atmosphere we was in. Shout out to my boy at the Astra Place. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But today we're going to talk about it. Going live. What's up? Pause. Yo, bro, who you talking to, bro? I talk to the chat all day. Sometimes I gotta talk. I can't talk. And first of all, these shits is mad small to read. I'm not gonna sit here and just go through, just talk, interact with the chat all day. I interact with the chat enough. Y'all put things up there. I talk to y'all. I talk back. But this y'all coming here for information, not for me to talk to y'all all the time. Y'all ask me something, I answer it. Hey, y'all people always trying to tell you how to do your thing. Just let me cook, bro. If not, you're happily to go somewhere else and get entertained, bro. Yeah, we gonna get to that. JHood was at that battle with me and Cassidy. He was what JHood was super young at the time when they must have just snatched JHood up when we battled Cass. He was too young to battle us. All right, so we're gonna talk about it. So we're gonna talk about this JHood G-Unit thing first, man. And niggas gotta stop with that shit. That shit is getting redundant, man. Preem locked up. Nigga that shot 50 dead. Let me tell y'all something. Having a fight in the airport or on a plane is a federal offense. First of all, you can get locked up and do some time for some dumb shit like that, right? But if y'all gonna troll, you gotta show all the footage. You can't show half the footage. I knew when that phone cut off like that, that wasn't it. I knew when that phone cut off, that was just not it, man. And this is the thing with it. This is the thing what we gotta realize. Everybody got a camera phone, bro. Everybody has a camera phone. Everybody has a camera phone. And just because y'all not gonna put up the footage of him getting at y'all and talking crazy, somebody else will. And that's exactly what happened. See, the thing is, let me tell y'all what happened. That was a Hummer stunt. They pulled that stunt on JHood, and they knew with they footage they can get an uproar with it. Y'all didn't show all the footage. I gotta show what. I don't care if a nigga was calling me whatever. We gonna show the whole altercation, not just what I'm saying. So that's what made it corny right there. First of all, if y'all thought that footage of him standing up and talking crazy to y'all wasn't gonna go out, I don't know. If y'all, what makes y'all think nobody else ain't pull out that camera? They camera. So y'all might as well just to kept y'all camera rolling and let him talk whatever he was gonna talk. But see, what happened was when they got on that plane and it was about to get physical, they didn't do nothing to JHood. And that's the part they didn't want 50 to see. They didn't want 50 to see that when Ja was up talking, blowing smoke, niggas ain't get up and you know, go toe to toe with them. So that's what they was trying to hide. But you guys, this is the saying that my grandmother always told me, and this saying always plays off in my mind every time. What happens in the dark will come to the light. What happens in the dark will come to the light. So y'all might as well Yayo and Murder to show the footage because it was gonna get out. There's no way in hell 3 celebrities on a plane and an altercation is going down and all the footage is not gonna come out. It's impossible. Yeah, JHood crashed out. Yeah, TMZ gonna get it. Yeah, this is why I don't know. Like, and I know 50 was like, oh, y'all niggas ain't show me that part. I know Fifth. Was like, y'all ain't show me that part. Y'all ain't show me that part. So what happened? You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing, man. This is the thing. It's always 3 parts of the story. His side, they side, and the truth. And from what it looks like, more happened on that plane than what was perceived to us. So welcome to the internet. Yeah, catch a federal charge. Yeah, that beef is forever. And if you ever get down with G-Unit, that beef is yours too. Cause anybody that gets down with Fifth, you gotta inherit his beef or you not G-Unit. It's that simple. And he don't care if you was cool with the nigga that he beefing with. If you cool with somebody, just know y'all ain't gonna be cool no more if you sign a 50. Is it right? Nah. Is that a good way to do business? Maybe for him. Maybe that's how he can control it and keep niggas on their toes, but that's not a big business acronym when it comes to doing all around business because you cutting off resources. I might have a resources that you could use, but just due to the fact that you don't F with the person, the resource becomes in void. You know what I'm saying? So that was gonna be inevitable. But TMZ, I don't know what, like, people was going to get that footage. And it was just like, I knew when that phone cut off, when he started calling them the P word, when they cut it off on her, I knew it was something more to that. Nah, let it all rock. Nah, like I let it all rock. Y'all can't do the camera tricks. Y'all can't do the camera tricks. The camera tricks is not gonna work. Ja got, from the looks of it, Ja was ready to get it busy. From the looks of it, Ja was ready to get busy. And you know what I'm saying? Ja just went through an altercation at a Max B concert, you know what I'm saying, of something of that liking, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure he was just fed up and was just ready to, you get to a point where you don't want to, but you be having to crash out. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get put in this thing to it, in this box to where niggas think they can just bully you and do anything to you because they supposed to be a tough guy. Like, that shit is getting old. Yeah, Wolf tickets were sold on that plane. Oh, for sure it was. Smash the like button, hit the subscription. Yeah, spread the love. That's a fact. Ja either thought they was going to break it up before niggas fought or nah. It wasn't nobody on that plane was gonna break it up. If they really want to get at each other, it wasn't nobody that can get between them men. Them guys is from South Suicide, Jamaica, Queens, and Uncle Murder is from Brooklyn. So if it really wanted, but they both of them, all three parties knew that that's a federal charge. You can say what you want. Once it get physical and authorities have to be brought onto that aircraft, it's you're going to jail. And you might get banned from that that flight company forever. Yeah, you can't crack like, especially black. They was just waiting for y'all to throw some punches. I wouldn't be surprised if half them white people on that plane didn't even know who those guys was. They probably thought, oh, just some blacks is acting irate. Salute. Yeah, it don't matter if you got the bail money or not. Who do that, man? And I'm pretty sure they was flying to somewhere to some importance to get another bag. Like this is getting crazy, man. Pop back in space to get those shit. Those shit messes up. Get in the fun space. As soon as they get in the fun space, it gets messed up with the politics, man. And it be us. But yeah, man. All of them would have went to jail, missed out on a bag they was going to get. And it just like this is to go back to the saying it's a time and place for everything. As men, we got to take accountability for our actions. We got to know when it's when it's a time and a place for everything. Even niggas that's yo, bro. I don't spoken to guys, right? I remember I used to do this where I go to the jails and talk to, younger kids and stuff like that. And there'd be some real smart, intelligent kids. A lot of them just come from the wrong side of the tracks. A lot of them ain't have dads. A lot of them ain't have family like that. And they just, took to whatever on the street. But 9 times out of 10, you can find a smart person. And one of the smartest, damn, I forgot his name because he had a funny nickname. He never told me his real name, so he had a funny nickname. So he was like, yo, and he was like, yo, bro, I like people go off this on-site thing. But he said, yo, I done seen my op with their moms and their kids and had it on me, right? And it's this is real beef. We on site. But I had to think, do I want a nigga to try to boom on me while I'm with my moms and my daughter? So I gave him a pass on some, it's a time and a place for everything. Yes, it's a time and a place for everything, even when it's on site. If it go down, it go down. But if certain instances, if you can give somebody a pass that's with their kids or they moms, just let them know you really got a pass. But it's getting out of hand, you know what I'm saying? Especially when we are grown men touching 50 and we can't be conducting ourselves we did when we was 25. 25s is still relatively a young adult, you know what I'm saying? You ain't even fully bloom into your maturity. Once you start hitting 30 and 37 and all that kitty, that shit got to go out the window. Nigga making way too much money and have way too much eyes on them to get into. They was just waiting for somebody to throw a punch so they can lock y'all up and y'all spend 50,000 or 25,000 to get out of a federal hold because you. That's in danger, especially after 9/11. They ain't playing none of that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't playing none of that since 9/11. None of that. Let me tell you something, bro. Right? And this is an honesty moment. when I was a kid, my parents didn't know what they wanted to name me, so my birth certificate never had my first name on it, right? That didn't bother me until I got into adult, right? Until an adult. I've never had, I've had, when I moved to Jersey, I got an ID, I lost it. But for so long, I never had an ID. I always bought my ID from the, the white boys and people of that nature just to get me in clubs and get me on planes because I was always traveling. But the thing is that I always used to put the ID in my real name. So if I ever got something, I can show them another piece, like like something that had a piece of mail or something that had my name on it, like, yo, this is me, right? So like last year, the year before last, my birthday, about to go celebrating them. Long story short, I get locked up at the airport for a fake instrument. Man, I was just like, shh. The cop that locked me up said, man, I don't even want to lock you up for this shit. If I was them, I would have just let you on a plane. They got your real name on it, this, that, and the third. They could see in the system you done flew with this asshole, so that's low. But they got a new system to where they upgraded their security. And long story short, after that, I said I'll never go through nothing like that again. I went and got my birth certificate with my name on it, my social security, my ID card. I went and took care, or handled all my business that I didn't handle. And it took years to get obtained on my to go through courts to get my name changed and get school records and old what you call them, yeah, old school records, and I just went through hell getting my real identification. And now you need a real ID just to get on a plane or pay $45 every flight. Word, well, for so long I didn't have any ID, but I have ID now and everything is good. But shout out to JHood, Yayo, and I don't know Ja. I met Ja. I know Yayo, and I know Murder. What's up to y'all? Shout out to all y'all success and all that. But man, come on, bro. We getting too old for that. Now, Max B was just recently on the No Funny Shit podcast. And something came up about JHood, and basically Max said something of the nature of where something was taken out of context, I believe. Or you never know with people, but I guess whatever Max said on the No Funny joint, JHood did a diss record and an AI video, right? So let me speak on this situation, right? Hip hop always been competitive, right? The thing is, long as you keep it competitive and long as you keep it music, when the shit starts spilling out on the streets, that's when it get dangerous and we can't make no money. Once shots is fired, once somebody gets stabbed, jumped, beat ups, arrested, it messes up the money. So we not in this to get, we left the streets to rap, to not get arrested and locked up to feed our families, and et cetera, et cetera. But as soon as we get in the rap game, this is what comes to, you know what I'm saying, puts you right back in the street element, which you shouldn't have to be. You think, you know what I'm saying? You think, you like hip hop, that's why it's a war on hip hop, and that's why the culture and the art form is dying out more than ever, because the way we partake in it. They be like, why we giving these millions? Why we letting them get rich? Won't we just create some type of chaos and end this rap shit for all? And that's what they doing, is because they know that you can take the man out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the man, and they know how we respond to certain things. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a big, one big play to keep confusion going, to keep the media running. If it's no news, if everybody was on goody two shoes time and there's no news, the news companies, books will go out, magazines, everything. There's no information to go out, but it has to constantly keep going on with media and current events to keep you talking, to keep you entertained, right? But what happens when the entertainment turns to real life and somebody get killed or somebody go to jail for a long time? Max just came home from a situation to where somebody lost their life. So I'm pretty sure Max is not ready to go back to prison. And I'm pretty sure I know the EMG, shout the love, Hafi, Block, all my bros over there at EMG. Please just keep Max safe and y'all stay safe. If y'all can just keep this competitive on music, please do so. Do not let none of this stuff spill out on the street, bro. Cause I love y'all. Y'all my bros. Love is my bro. Hafi's my bro. You know what I'm saying? I know Max for a long time. Those is the, you know, I know a lot of, rest in peace, Dower. I know a lot, even when we was going through it back in the days, which Max or me and Max always had a cordial relationship, always respect and all that. So Max just did 20 years out of his life. I wouldn't want to see that man get jammed up and nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all can keep it rap, keep it rap. But further than that, man, and if y'all love Max, y'all will keep him out of that too. And, you know, and sometimes we got to watch what we say about one another because it all gets taken and blown out of proportion, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see them guys win. Doche, Love, Hafi. These is guys that was repping Max when Max still had 10 years left, 12 years left. When it wasn't looking so bright, when it wasn't a #1 record. Those was the guys that was out here waving around banners and still wear Free Max B t-shirts and snapbacks and stuff. So I want to see them actually prosper and win at what they doing. We come from the jail shit. We come from the murder shit. We don't have to keep continuous like that all well off into our 40s. Keep it music. That type of heat or type of publicity over need to be around Max, where the energy can get nasty. When the energy can get nasty. I'm about positivity this year, man. It's about positivity. For the community album. If y'all want to go back and forth for a record, do our videos, cool. But I don't want to see us go no further than music, man. You do it, man. We losing too much, man. And like I said on the Danza, we don't have time, man. So get the bag, man. Time is ticking to get to a real bag. Get to a real bag that you can really stabilize yourself and family, man. That's what it's about. Stabilizing stability. All that other stuff is just for the cornballs, man. If you get into a bag, why do something or encountering something that broke people are doing? I ain't doing no more broke people encounters, bro. I'm done with that. No more broke people encounters. No more. No more accounting with the broke mentality. If I can show you a way to get to $1 without harming anybody or yourself, I'm gonna do that. And that's what I try to do. There's so many people around me that started their brands because I was just like, yo, y'all got money on the floor. Y'all more active in the streets and in the clubs than me. Y'all supposed to have merch. My man G Dot, I remember one day I went crazy on my man G Dot. Shout out to G Dot and Jolly Black, the Motion Boys. Went crazy on him one day in the pandemic. I was like, yo, bro, you got more records spinning on the radio than me. You got more club presence on music than me. And I've been doing this way longer than you. I was like, yo, there's no reason why you don't have a merchandise for the Yardley dance and this, that, and the third. Now you got Poor Parade. All it takes is for one person to spark the idea. You know what I'm saying? I love to inspire my people. That's what it's about. It ain't about nothing else. If you a person that want to just keep saying negative back and forth, whack stuff all day, that's on you. I want to see people. I want to see black folks get rich. I want to see Tiana win this Oscar. She win this Oscar. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. She from the same walk of life as me. Hold on one second, y'all. Word. Word. So all my EMG boys in music. It's a lot of talented boys over there at EMG, boy. They got some spitters over there. They got Dolce. They got, even my boy Love can rap. You know what I'm saying? They got, they got English McFly. English got a balls. You know what I'm saying? We can crash out in a positive way. Crash out on them beats. Show JHood y'all think he can't mess with y'all lyrically. Instead of to it getting to where it's in the streets and then it's getting to the authorities and all that. You know what I'm saying? Let's turn this beef hip hop into where it was, where it started out, on music. We always was competitive from the break dancing days. Let's take it back to that. Let's take it back to where you let your music speak. Whoever put out the best music is the winner. Nobody want to do that. Nas and Jay did it. Yo, even though they were saying some real diabolical stuff about each other and at one another, they kept it music. You know what I'm saying? It stayed music. A lot, even with Biggie and Pac, that never got physical between Biggie and Pac. Maybe the entourages, but it's never the artists that get into it. It's always the entourages. It's always the ones that ain't got that don't rap. It's the ones that don't rap. It's the ones that's there to when it's a problem to egg on that. You know what I'm saying? And we got to switch the narrative on entourages. We got to have security for our entourages. Instead of them securing us, we got to have some people that's going to secure my entourage as well as me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody in my crew to get stabbed up, shot, or stab or shoot somebody or go to jail. Why would you want to do that? If we out here collectively getting to this bag and this music thing, that's all we supposed to be doing to get back to our baby girls and our sons and our moms and our wives and stuff like that. All that other stuff is just negativity, man. I don't like to partake in negativity. I will when people feel like they're going to bully me and push my back on more. I'm fire with fire, but other than that, I'm a positive, low-key type of dude. I don't really be doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't really try to do too much, but I'm not going to let you bully me. I'm not going to just let you say what you want to say and all that, because I can talk back too. But for the most part, we got to let the negative side of the music business and all those bad vibes get away from it, because it takes away from the money and it takes away from the art form and it takes away from the culture. And this is the reason why, big companies, corporations like Live Nation don't want to put up hundreds of thousands of dollars for rap concerts, because they know the type of activity. How they gonna throw a big rap concert state to state, state to state, and nobody gets along? Oh, he got beef. He said something about this state. He can't go there. Oh, they had a fight in this state. It messes up the money. All we doing is messing up the money. If you want to stay a gangster and stay in the street, don't rap. Stay in the streets. Get active in the streets if you want to stay in the streets. Don't bring the street shit to the music. Cause this niggas out here that's really retiring from the streets, retiring from their block, retiring from their grind, and getting in this music business to get away from that. And all we do is pollute it back with the dirtiness. You know what I'm saying? We gotta figure this out. We gotta figure out if we're gonna be street niggas or we're gonna be rappers or MCs or whatever you want to call us. Cause it don't make no money for us at the end of the day. All it do is messes up the money. That's all it do. G-Unit attached to millions. French, Max, they attached the millions. You know how fast these people will take them M's away from y'all? You'll be a rich millionaire back in prison. Because that's what they want to see. You don't see too many people that come home, do 20 years and get right back into the game, get their feet wet, be successful, be able to get right back into the, you know, you know what I'm saying? You don't see this often. You know what I'm saying? You don't see this often. So you gotta appreciate what you don't see often. You gotta learn from it. You gotta document it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta indoctrinate learning from people. You know what I'm saying? People be wanting to see just negativity all the time. You know what I'm saying? It just, it just, it just like at the end of the day, man. Long as we keep we keep this music, you gonna make the money. We can't add on to the killing of the culture because we just killing the culture when we bring all the street stuff back into it. When we bring all the street stuff back into the culture, it messes up the money. And then you know what it right back into? The place we ain't want to be, the streets. You know what I'm saying? We done been in the streets long enough. We done learned from it. Now we can create it, turn it into a craft. We can turn it into music and inform the world. Music is informative. You know what I'm saying? You just got to create, learn how to structure it. Anybody can rap. I tell that to anybody. Anybody can rap, but everybody can't rap good. You know what I'm saying? But it could have got nasty on that play. And they would have been locked up and a bunch of money wasted on court fees, press, and you're missing money on the bag that you was on your way going to get. That's why I try to keep a clean slate. Sometimes you don't know who your ops is. Sometimes ops is created out of jealousy and envy of what they think you doing. I tell niggas every day, I don't do much. I just get to what I gotta get to. And you know, I've been stopped trying to live an extravagant life. That's a headache trying to live the extravagant life, a lifestyle that it takes to obtain a lot of money to portray a facade that you don't live in your real life. All I need is a nice 4 or 5 bedroom crib. I don't need a mansion. Need me a man cave, stuff like that. I don't need to live out of the ordinary. You don't need to live like that to feel like that's why people go broke. You know how much money it takes to to have maintenance on big cribs like that, mansions and all these 20, 30, 40 bedroom. If you ain't got family or people that's on hard times living with you, what you got that many rooms for? They be having them set up, furniture and all that. Nobody ever sleeps in them. That's a waste of money, man. That's a waste, like, and all these homeless people out here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I definitely want to do for Harlem. I want to build a homeless shelter that's like state-of-the-art apartments and give people a chance to know what it is to really rehabilitate themselves and to live like a natural human being. That's what my mind is on. My mind ain't on cars and jewelry no more. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Like I said, Jews only get warm when it's, places to go, You know what I'm saying? You might want to look good. Other than that, that shit it don't mean nothing. And I don't care how much you pay for it, it's not worth nothing. It's not worth your soul. It's not worth selling your soul for us now. Materialism is one of the biggest stigmas we have in black society because we feel like we gotta buy something material, some material shit to make us feel equal or inferior to somebody else that don't have it. So I was never the Gucci Louis wearing nigga. I got a few pieces here and there, but it's some people that's so embedded in that they gotta feel like that's what they gotta be a part of to be accepted. And if you don't accept me for being who I am, I don't need you around me, period. Ratting about either. Nah, that's a fact. See, I don't really get into the politicking of snitching and all that. You know why? Because people pick and choose who they want to dishonor with that. So I don't even get into that. Like, I'm not doing no business with you. I'm not, I don't have a relationship with them. So if you snitching, that's on you. I don't have, go that way. I don't care. It don't make nothing. I don't care who ran. I don't care who telling. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me because it's not affecting me unless I'm doing business with a person or I have a relationship with a person. Other than that, we know a million snitches. As long as you ain't partaking into no activity and where's people worried about who paperwork or something. I don't have nothing. The people that need to worry about who got paperwork is the people that was actually snitched on. Those are the people that need to talk about that. Other than that, why is it anybody business? I don't deal with the snitching politics. I hear what's going on, cool word. He telling, all right, cool. I know to stay away from him. Simple and plain. That's it. That's it. You can speak to them, how you doing? Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about no activity that you can tell on. All I do is make clothes, YouTube, and rap. So that's my life. Give out informative information. Other than that, I'm not concerned about who's ratting or who's telling. That's a crazy, a crazy thing that we spend so much time on. Yo, he a rat. He a rat. How many niggas you know that rat and niggas still mess with them? So what are niggas talking about at the end of the day? Yeah, man. I have to get them out of here, man. People be like, I don't, yo, I've never in my life can have access to a person. Like I said, if I had access to Big Daddy Kane, Nas, Jay-Z, like through a live where I can actually say something and they might read it, and instead of trying to, get some information, I take that time out to type on letters to say some disrespectful. Yo, I don't get it. I've never been in that mentality. I don't even speak on Whack 100. Whack 100 is a plant that was put here to be disruptive within his own community. As long as he's getting paid for it, he's gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Everything. This ain't personal. This is business. From the stuff that they do, they making hundreds of thousands of dollars. They know how to monetize. Once you learn how to and monetize off of your content, that's all it is. The more content you put, the more traction you bring it to any platform, the more money you're gonna get. It's a money game. I don't know why people ain't getting this. It's about money. It ain't really personal. Niggas might like you. Niggas might be your biggest fan, but will say something about you because it's gonna make money. It doesn't matter. So I'm learning how to navigate through this internet world, because I used to partake in the comments, and sometimes I do. Sometimes I might have the time of day to clap back at you, but for the most part, y'all can keep those negative, like, people are too miserable. Find something that you can tap into to get to it. It's not hard, but it's not easy neither. But I be telling niggas, they money may be right in front of their face, but instead they be miserable, and they want to take their feelings and their emotions out and their opinions out on people that it doesn't even matter to. Whatever you can say, the most diabolical thing to me, that's not going to disrupt my day. That's not going to take no money out my account, neither add on to it. I'm gonna wake up, inshallah, to another day and get to it like you should. People don't understand. Once I figured out my abilities to control my destiny, it's about me. I took so much time out of my life giving it to other people. And what they do, they wait for you to turn your back and pick the biggest, shiniest dagger and stab you in it with no remorse, and then distance themselves and act like it's you. You know how many people that I done shared myself with, and as soon as they feel like they got a bigger opportunity or they can get further, they leave me. So I stopped attaching myself to people and just attaching and using all my resources for me. And if I feel like somebody deserves a shot and I see them working hard and they not on that same BS somebody else, I might give them an opportunity. But for granted opportunities, I'm not doing that anymore. You gotta, I heard Jada say this, you gotta watch out who you look out for. You gotta watch out who you look out for. People will, people will, you know, they, it don't matter. And then they'll sit back and think like, oh, I could have did that a better way. But they don't care. It's they're making people are making dollars to your demise. Like I said, even though I'll be seeing them take his shots or whatever, and I won't be mad because I don't take it personally because I know what it is. But even I spoke to Zip with the Drip personally on the phone, FaceTime. He was like, yo, bro, you know one thing? I'm going to tell you this. Whatever you got to watch, whatever you put out, because whatever you put out, we can use against you at our expense, at your expense. And we going to make something off it and we going to run it up and this and that. But if you ain't put it out there, we wouldn't have nothing to run it up. So now I try to watch, and it don't matter what you put out. You can be like, yo, I bought my kids some crayons and some coloring books. Yo, why you ain't buying my iPad? Is somebody gonna bring us? Is somebody gonna say something that's just going? It don't matter what people think no more, and that's what you got to understand. It's what you think and what your loved ones think, and how you conduct yourself around people that look at you in a certain way. Me, nowadays, I'm just trying to structure my life in a way to where I can stabilize my finances and help people that's really in need. Like I said, I don't like to see homeless people. I don't like to see people that's strung out on drugs. So I'm trying to, use what I can do, like create from my music and my clothing and my streaming and stuff like that, and use revenues from that to encounter other things that's actually going to be helpful for people. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a time where, you know, you want to get into other things and other ones. Like I really want to take my acting serious. You know what I'm saying? I really want to take my fashion serious. You know what I'm saying? I always know how to rap. I get better with time. It don't matter. It's just like I can't, like, I've always been ahead of my time. So a lot of the stuff I said 20 years ago or 10 years ago or 5 years ago is just catching up to date because I've always just been in tune of just being the top lyricist. That ain't going nowhere. I can out rhyme niggas that's 18 at 65, I can believe. But it's sometimes you want to get into endeavors that broaden your horizons. A lot of people be fearful of stepping into a new realm of life. You don't always have to be that same brother that was standing on the corner getting into trouble. You can really turn your life. That's what the I don't know if y'all remember the commercial, the McDonald's. Remember the McDonald's commercial with the kid Calvin, and then everybody used to be like, "Yo, Calvin used to do this, and Calvin used to do that, and Calvin used to do that." The message in that commercial was like Calvin went from being a street kid to being a top executive, running McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And some people be like, he's just working at McDonald's, but that same kid could have been killing, robbing, raping, just you know doing all type of foul stuff to get ahead in life, and he choose to, leave the streets and go to McDonald's. That was the touching message in that commercial. I'm pretty sure if y'all my age or even older, because I look at my analytics and seeing who people tapping in with ages. I know y'all remember the Calvin commercial. That was a good commercial, B. Yeah, that's a fact. Like, excuse me, I know everything pick up on this mic, but it's better than hearing static. Y'all ain't hearing no static, no feedback. Y'all hearing good audio. But yeah, but like I said, with the JHood joint, it get to a point where this is getting old, and this has been a two and more than a 2.5 decade beef, and we ain't getting no younger, and it takes us a longer time to heal up nowadays. That's all I'm gonna tell you. So if you're getting altercation, your joints and your legs ain't working, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: Ja fit, and Ja looked like he was ready for action, and they ain't show that, somebody else showed it. Like they say, it's always three sides of the story: they side, his side, and the truth. And sometimes his side and the truth be the same story. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta cut that out, man. It's just like we just giving bad publicity, and we just looking like they they be mad, man. They like society be mad that we be doing good, and because how we've been looking for the last 2 decades, people been getting rich, turning to billionaires. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating life, um, creating communities, creating revenue for their family and friends, and they'd rather see you back on welfare, blocks of cheese, eating Chinese food, projects, smoking weed in the staircases. They want to see that we got to uplift from that. It's a lot of world, it's a lot of land out here that need to be touched with your own feet. You need to take your socks off and walk on the soul in different continents and different beaches and different waters, eating different food, hearing different languages, learning different cultures. You gotta broaden your horizon. Everything it ain't gotta be about the streets, man. The streets is a short-lived life, man. Very short-lived life, and nowadays it's even shorter because the kids are dying younger, dying out. Like I said, due to a few, most of my friends I grew up with still alive. And most of the ones, and I had a lot of friends that passed away too, due to not even violence, due to just not taking care of themselves, or unknown sicknesses and stuff like that. When I was coming up, I wasn't losing friends due to gun violence and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? One of my friends, probably one of the first kids I know that got killed was this kid named Chopin. Shout out to Chopin, shout out to Skrilla Hill, shout out to Tucson. He got a sports show. I don't know the name of the sports show, but his sports show, that was one of the first kids I ever known that actually died from street violence, and it wasn't even his fault. You know what I'm saying? But then, tell y'all a quick story. I went to this school, predominantly all Dominican school on Dykeman, IS 52, right? And when I went there, I tell y'all, my first experiences with racism wasn't white people, was, Hispanic people. But neither here nor there. But I remember I got cool with this kid named Raymond Diaz, right? He was from uptown. And he used to always ask me about the Strap movie. This is when the movie Strap with Fredro and Bokeem Woodbine came out, and I used to always tell him. He was like, "Yo, let me hold it, let me hold it." So long story short, the day I was actually gonna let him hold it was that Monday. I think it was a weekend. Halloween was over the weekend, and my bro wound up playing Russian roulette in front of his little brother, and he spent the gun, and the first shot, he killed himself. And I came to school that Monday, like, yo, what Raymond? I want to whole scrap on whatever. They was, everybody had the sad face on, and one of my guys, David Acosta, he was a twin. Shout out to David and Carlos Acosta. If y'all out there, bro, I love y'all. I miss y'all. I ain't seen y'all since the 90s, since we went to school. They was the two twins I was cool with. I used to show them how to do dance moves and all that. They used to show me how to do dance and house moves. But yeah, he had killed himself, right? Not even that long, probably a week, 2 weeks later, I came to school. The same sad faces was on again. Walking through the whole school, listening to them. I'm like, getting to class, one of my guys slept, you slide the note in the class to you on the desk. And they told me one of our homegirls went to school with Norma, killed herself. And I was just like, this is crazy. Two kids I went to school killed themselves, one through suicide and one through playing Russian roulette, right? So when I went to that, when we graduated that year and they played their face on the screen and the Ain't So Hard to Say Goodbye song, when I say the whole auditorium was crying because we had lost them that year. You know what I'm saying? Now they ain't they had like 2 seats empty for them with caps and gowns and their diplomas on it. You know what I'm saying? They still gave them, they family their diplomas, but that was traumatizing, you know what I'm saying? Going to school, junior high school, and 2 classmates kill themselves like weeks apart, you know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. Word, word. Rest in peace, Norma. Rest in peace to my boy Raymond. He was cool. He was cool. He used to call my crib every day when I had a house phone. My mom used to be like, yo, your friend Raymond on the phone? You know what I'm saying? My man Raymond Diaz, man. He was a cool kid. You know what I'm saying? Lost his life playing Russian roulette. Like, and that was traumatizing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was traumatizing. Like, we had a moment of silence for them at their prom. I remember I went to the prom, I had on like a tuxedo. They was like, oh, Antonio came in the tuxedo, you looking like Harlem Nights. I was just like, cause my mom's, when I was growing up, she was like, you can wear regular clothes to a prom, but I'm sending you classy. So she'd get me custom made slacks, shoes, and cummerbunds and all type of old school stuff. But I appreciated it because it gave me a sense of fashion back then to where I know how to dress up now. Like back in the days, like when we was Skull Gang and Joel's was throwing his mansion parties, a lot of my niggas ain't know how to get suited and booted. And they used to see how I get suited and booted. So they was like, yo, take me to get me a suit, get me right. And I'll be taking 5, 6, 7, 8. Ask them. If y'all think I'm playing, shout to D Straight Paper, rest in peace of my man Johnny Drew Adrian. I remember I went and got them right. I was like, we gonna get your pants tailored to drop perfectly on your shoe, get you a good tie, get you a good crispy shirt, get you a good blazer. You want to do the vest. My man loved it, his vest. My man Johnny Drew Adrian had the 3-piece, the vest with the jacket. After everybody took that nigga wore that suit and them shoes and shit for 3 days. Rest in peace to my nigga Johnny, man. My man Mike Robinson, man. Rest in peace to Michael Robinson, B. My nigga Johnny, who I'm talking about, if y'all had the Skull Gang mixtape, he was the one that was doing the skits like, who said that? And all that, Johnny Drew Adrian. So, yeah, that's my boy, man. I'm just thinking him back. But yeah, I used to get niggas suited and booted. They ain't know how to get them shoes right. And, and them handkerchiefs are tied. So I used to take niggas to get suited and booted for Jewels. When he used to throw his dinners and his mansion parties, you have to get really suited and booted and stuff. So, yeah, man, but shout out to Raymond Diaz, shout out to Norma, rest in peace, man. I wish I could have seen them live and prosper and see what they was doing today, man. You know what I'm saying? I went to school with a lot of people I ain't heard or spoke to in years. My homegirl Manali. It's a lot of people I remember from back then. You know what I'm saying? I was cool with. But yeah, I battle rap drag on joint. But yeah, we almost been up here an hour. I think y'all, I appreciate y'all for your, tuning in today. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to talk and give a positive assessment on the Max B and JHood and JHood and JHood joint. You always gonna come get positive over here, positive internet energy. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, hit the subscription. We on our way to 19,000 subscribers. Come on and let's get it. You know what I'm saying? It's saved by the bell. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, I'll see y'all next time.